our athletes are constantly overwhelmed. And I think golf is a great example for it. Like obviously in that world, there's a ton of pressure, and the last thing you want to do is just throw 1,000 different thoughts in their mind. How has that impacted your coaching? Like, I mean, are you more constraints based? Are you externally focused? Are you more analogy driven? Are there certain things that you've found yourself
That's a
using as
great
strategies to
question.
be more clear, concise, efficient in your coaching?
Yeah, so I would say I try and be pretty meticulous on identifying what someone's pattern is or blueprint. I've
Yeah.
done that for a long time. I'm big on building a blueprint for somebody, but I would also say one of my good friends is Dr. Will Wu, who's a motor learning guy.
Mhm.
And as I've gotten to know more experts in that field, I would say external cues, metaphors, analogies tend to be way more
Yeah.
effective than internal cues. So it's always like, okay, well, here's the technical internal mechanism we're trying to develop. How do I create external cues for them that will work for them under pressure? Now, there's sometimes internal cues do work, but the reality is
Yeah.
the more I can make it metaphorical or an
Yeah.
analogy based, that it resonates with them. And a lot of times I'll suggest some, and then I like the player to be part
Yeah. Then
of
they give it to you.
the process, because if
Yeah.
I come up with it, it's not necessarily always going to hit home. Whereas if
Mhm.
they've come up with it, now all of a sudden it's their go-to. It's like their safety blanket. Oh, okay, I can do that. I know that because they came up with it internally. So I always say, like Matt Fitzpatrick, our mutual client, initially was big on just tell me what to do. But I'm like, well, Matt, that does me no good. And he's like looking at me, and I'm like, I can tell you what to do. But if you have no ownership in the process, when you're
Yeah.
on the last hole at Augusta and you need to do something, you've got to be able to understand the how, the what, the why,
Mhm.
so that you can execute. And there's this train of thought that's like, oh, they good players just do it.
Mhm.
Well, they do it because of repetition and experience and awareness and understanding, and they know they can do it. They've created a
Mhm.
fact in practice, but it has to be built on something. And that's, I think, external cues. It's a long answer, but it takes a lot to get to that, right? You have to do all the technical piece and you have to identify what it is, but then you have to go there. I always say, a friend of mine said it really well. Simplicity is on the other side of complexity. So you take all the complex stuff and then you filter it
Yeah.
down to like the really simple cat ran up the hill or whatever it is for the player, so that now they know, okay, I've identified the one or two things and here's the crazy cue. Charlie Hoffman is my favorite client because they're not suitable for a podcast, but they're so graphic and crude, his cues. But that's Charlie. If you understand Charlie, that's his personality. So those are what resonate. And so we'll be on a driving range. And if someone listened to the discussion on what the cue we're talking about, they go, what on earth are you all doing? But it's because that's what sticks. That's a
Yeah.
vernacular that I've created with him. It's very different with Matt, and it'd be different with Daniel Berger, different with Justin Rose. Like, play, it's all to do with the player and how do I
Yeah.
take the complex technical and make it, like, as I say, redneck stupid.